Richard Currie, ladies and gentlemen, made a statement when he joined the PMP on stage at their annual conference, and there has been a lot of conversation around it. And in this video, he seeks to give an explanation as to the symbolism behind his appearance at the PMP conference, and to dispel certain ideas that have been formulated in the public space as to why he was even there. Let's hear it.
That remain. Why did the chief attend? There are a lot of questions that remain. Why did the chief attend such a political event? Well, you know, there's so much that we have to say, and I will put it all out here for you to all take offline and then have the discussions, because we use intelligence in doing what we're doing and not just noisemakers. And today, I would like to depart with dropping this statement and this message for all to see. I began the speech with a quotation, or a quote I should say, from a world-renowned activist, author, and philosophist, Angela Davis, who said, "I'm no longer accepting the things I cannot change. I'm changing the things I can no longer accept."
I am no longer accepting the things I cannot change. I am changing the things I cannot accept. So, Jamaica people, what are you about to change that you cannot accept? Alright? It is time to change the things that you cannot accept. That was a powerful quote. Right? That was an example, in my opinion, as a call to action. Let's continue.
This resonated so much because since coming in office 3 years ago, I've committed myself to changing the things I can no longer accept. Things that have been affecting our indigenous communities, and these have been long-standing issues. So, using this quote, in that we cannot accept the things that we have around us, the Maroons would like to highlight the significant amount of attention that has been brought to us in recent times. The Maroons will no longer accept disrespect, and therefore we attended the PNP conference to strategically discuss prospects for change and change for unity. We either act for change at the ballots, or we continue to suffer under a heavy hand of oppression from the people who have characteristics of dictatorship. Need I say who? But therefore, we get into it. Since this year is the year of the ballot, I would like to clarify some things that refer to me personally concerning my own political position. I stand before you as Chief of the Accompong Maroons, not as a political entity, but as proud representative of Jamaica's First Nation people. Our presence here at the 86th Annual Conference really was about a statement and a gesture, both a statement and a gesture. A statement of unity and a gesture towards a future of mutual respect and peace between Accompong Maroons and other Maroons island-wide and the state political system. The spirit of gathering today is filled with hope and aspiration. It echoes the strength and resilience of our ancestors who fought against colonial oppression. It is in their name that I speak, drawing on inspiration from our forefather Kojo and the unyielding resolve of Queen Nanny of the Maroons, who is a national hero, as you may know. These, our bloodline, have shown us the vital importance of protecting what is ours. Our beloved country is once again at an important crossroads. And in this time of history of its political affairs, it is important that we all have a say in the future of our beloved island. Maroons cannot work with a government entity that doesn't care to engage or consult with the people in a respectful manner. Communication is to diplomacy as blood is to the human body. Whenever communication ceases the body of international politics, the process of diplomacy is dead. And the result...
That is key. Whenever communication ceases, democracy is dead. You're now in the realm of dictatorship. We have a government that refuses to, well, finds it, in my opinion, it's like they don't want to be questioned. They don't want to have dialogue. They don't want to answer any questions. They get very uncomfortable when they're being grilled. They just want to be left to their vices and trusted to do whatever it is that they see best for this country, even if the people don't see it best. It's the same thing with the reform of the Constitution. It's the same thing with pushing the NIDS on us. They don't care. They got an objective and they're pushing it. And whoever objective that they're working towards, that's all they care about. They don't care about us, in my opinion.
Is violent conflict. This is why it is absolutely essential to educate our families and neighbors on the importance of our fundamental rights and freedoms to vote for change. Time has now come. Let us choose change at the ballots using intelligence over ignorance, truth and reality over blind loyalty. My first year as Chief, I was honored to be invited to Parliament by the President of the Senate, accompanied by the then Speaker of the House. The invitation marked a moment of recognition and a step toward positive dialogue around long-standing issues. However, it's been 3 years since and no dialogue, despite the numerous efforts by our administration to contact the members of the sitting government. Maroons cannot tolerate a government that manipulates, openly discriminates, and exploits its indigenous population. We Maroons are similar to the poor and needy in Jamaica and suffer from political oppression, economic exploitation, and social degradation, just like many other communities across the island. Think about the hardworking men and women, farming community, who work so hard to carry their food to the market, to sell, to take care of their affairs, and send their children to school, suddenly being attacked and invaded upon, with their goods demolished, confiscated, and thrown away. The current government allows for the wholesale destruction of people's goods and their stalls. We have seen the videos. This must stop. It is a disheartening day when the Deputy Prime Minister made a declaration that there is no such thing as Maroon lands. Such words were not just merely a statement. It was a challenge and a warning shot that was fired at all Maroons from the leeward to the windward, none spared.
He said what? They said what? Hold up. No, sir. This I get worse. Them are people that make some real outlandish statements, brother.
We have seen the videos. This must stop. It is a disheartening day when the Deputy Prime Minister made a declaration that there is no such thing as Maroon lands.
He made a declaration that there's no such thing as Maroon lands? Who the hell is the deputy? What? Man, let me find out. Is that Horace Chang? Hold up.
We have seen the videos. This must stop. It is a disheartening day when the Deputy Prime Minister made a declaration that there is no such thing as Maroon lands. Such words were not just merely a statement. It was a challenge and a warning shot that was fired at all Maroons from the leeward to the windward, none spared. Those words ignited the fire in the hearts of the young and old. From that day, we vowed to educate not just the current administration, but the entire establishment of Jamaica.
Hey, somebody tell Horace Chang to have a seat. Horace Chang, resign. Immediately. I call for your resignation. You and Andrew Honest together at one time need to resign. Trust me. Two of you don't make one in a righteousness. In a righteous way, the two of you don't make one as a leader. Well, the two of you just resign. This is a man, yeah.
Jamaica's political system and the nation on the history of this great country. To make it clear, if there were no Maroon, there would be no Jamaica.
Facts.
We would have been a full British territory, which is what makes our island so unique. So to put a cap on
we
that,
would be enslaved. That's facts. He ain't never tell a lie, bro.
All lies will be exposed. That's all. And anyone who takes that the wrong way, know why they take it the wrong way.
Man, listen, man. He ain't lying, bro. I want y'all to think about that. We would not be here, affording the type of freedoms that we have right now. We would be 100% enslaved. We would be 100% colonized. They would be graping the resources from this country without even batting an eye. I'm talking about 100%. 100%. We probably would be like Haiti, y'all. We would have been Haiti before Haiti if it wasn't for the Maroons. Right? I'm telling you. The Maroons came to an agreement. They signed a treaty. They have their lands, and we have the Deputy Prime Minister. How embarrassing is this? How much more are these individuals in this ruling government is going to embarrass us with their statements and their actions? Horace Chang, just resign. Please resign. Just resign immediately. You have said a lot that warrants a resignation. You have done nothing that warrants a plea for you to stay in office. Honestly.
The recent pronouncements on becoming a republic and the anti-colonial tough talk wouldn't be so tough as it is if it wasn't for the Maroons. So respect is due. The Maroons cannot cooperate with a government that uses measures of protectionism as a cover for exploitation of our maroon natural resources. Cockpit country is a sacred territory and home of the Leeward Maroons, and therefore we must be consulted as the rightful owners of these lands before any government activity can take place. The Accompong Maroons are not merely a historical footnote or a political curiosity. We are the descendants of the free Moors and enslaved Africans who united with the Taino communities and carved out sanctuaries in the mountainous areas of Jamaica. After over 83 years of fighting, we came out with a treaty of peace and friendship. We have protected these lands, nurtured its forests, including the timber and the waters, which attributes for over 40% of the country's freshwater supply. We've upheld traditions and ensured the peace and safety in our communities continued for over centuries now.
I want y'all to think about that. If the Maroons wanted to destroy 40% of Jamaica, do you know that all they had to do was mess with the water supply? I'm gonna say that again. If the Maroons wanted to destroy 40% of the Jamaican population, all they had to do was mess with the water supply. They are at the source of where the water is popping out. Thank God they have the mindset that they do, and they're a people of peace. The government needs to find swift dialogue with these people and make sure there's always respect. Always respect to what they've done for this country. Always. This is another disgrace. I'm talking about, man. Boy, oh boy.
Ladies and gentlemen, we the people face challenges to our existence. The recent illegal mining contracts issued to multinational corporations such as Atlantic Alumina or Discovery Bauxite and Century Alumina or Jamaica highlight a troubling disregard for maroon land and our environmental stewardship. These actions not only jeopardize our land, but serve as a stark reminder that if such violations can happen to us, they can happen to anyone who is unaware of their birth.
Bingo! A lot of Jamaicans, man, some of y'all sitting by. How do you guys support this government? I mean, there's so much that bothers me. Like, put it into context. So you are watching them violate these people and think at any point in time when you give them more power, the supporters of the JLP, they won't violate you. The supporters of them, you think you are exempt from being violated because you put the X on the belt. Man, y'all are come to a rude awakening. Y'all will come to a rude awakening when the general and the devil this whole thing pops out and show you what time it is and who is really behind all of this ish, right? Yeah, y'all gonna be real surprised then it's gonna be way too late. Devil pop out the box like, hello.
That's right. Our big country will not be destroyed at the hands of liberal, capitalistic-driven cronyism and gangsterism at the expense of the living people who continue to suffer in poverty.
Let's go turn up on the donations.
Oh shit, my broski's in the building.
Thank you for the love, gentle people. Let's get it. Turn me up. Turn it up.
Baldhead Wayne tipped $20. Listening as I work my brother. Salute.
Baldhead Wayne, turn me up. Us baldhead brothers got to stick together. You hear me? Salute for the donation. Yeah. Let's get it. Shout out. Hey, shout out to the broski, man. Shout out to the broski, Baldhead Wayne. You heard? Salute to Baldhead Wayne.
Yeah,
always
subscribe to the channel. Hey,
welcome to the new subs. Welcome to the new subs. Guys, if you're not yet sub up, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. Alright? Usually I'll be on camera, but I was late, so I just had to get it done. So let's get it.
And suffer from the effects of these illicit activities. Then Jamaica, what is the strategy for indigenous resources? How will our people benefit from these indigenous resources? These are crucial topics that need to be discussed so that peace and harmony that we need to spread across the island can prevail. We must take proactive steps towards truth, peace, freedom, and justice.
We must.
Please don't skip us, because if you skip us, you denying us and our family and the...
I want to play that again.
Resources. How will our people benefit from these indigenous resources? These are crucial topics that need to be discussed so that peace and harmony that we need to spread across the island can prevail. We must take proactive steps towards truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Let's not forget the love.
We must take proactive steps with truth, peace, freedom, and justice. And let's not forget the love. Let's not forget the love, ladies and gentlemen. I like the tagline from Mark Golden. The word is love. And I really hope that that's the tenets that which the PNP definitely is looking to, run the country by. All right. The way we move forward, they talk about inclusivity. Y'all don't hear me though. They talk about inclusivity until it has to deal with indigenous people. They want to include everybody else but the indigenous people. I wonder why. I wonder if it's because low key they really be working for individuals that want to get rid of the native people because they are in the way of some type of agenda that they got. Right? Who is the master of the leadership? Who do they really serve? You answer these questions and you find out the answers to these questions. You find out why they're doing what they're doing.
You have to ask yourself, if not me, then who? If not now, then when?
If not me, then who? If not now, then when? I'm sorry for stopping the video, but these types of things need to be highlighted. If not me, then who? It starts with the man in the mirror. You. I said it before. Be brave. Do something. Let the Spirit lead you as to what to do. Pray, fast. Use your discernment. Do something. Let not your grandchildren, great-great-grandchildren, your great-great-great-great-great-grandchildren look back and say, damn, look where we at. We in FEMA camps. We are slaves. Our forefathers just bowed down and allowed this to happen based off the history. They did not fight. They did not fight for us. They did not fight for themselves. And look where we're at right now. In the darkest times in our life. Let it not be said. Look at the man in the mirror. Be brave. Do something.
We the people cannot accept a government who lacks the vigor, determination, and resolve in dealing with crime and violence in Jamaican communities. The current administration for the Jamaican government lacks accountability, which is a dangerous ingredient to mix with a formula and aspiration of prosperity and justice for all. With undoubtedly one of the safest territories, the territory of Jamaica, within the territory of Jamaica, with no murders, very small crime, there's obviously something that the Maroons and other Maroon territories can offer to this great nation in addressing the woes of crime.
Yo, that is something we gotta understand. Jamaica crime rate is at an all-time high. I don't care nothing what they talking about, reporting that crime is down. I'm not listening to none of that. I don't believe none of that. Jamaica crime rate, in my opinion, based on what I've seen and what I've heard on a daily basis, with evidence, screenshots, videos, anytime something happens, you have these groups, all types of information coming through. We don't need the news, really. All the news coming in the WhatsApp groups, baby, in faster time than the news. So when you tally up all the stuff that you see going on, ladies and gentlemen, Jamaica crime rate is at an all-time high. You telling me you got a utopia? You got a oasis where this chief has found some way, not just him, all the other Maroon territories have found some way to maintain peace and order. Well, the leadership of Jamaica needs to figure out how the hell they did that. How in the world did they do that? And they need to figure out what they did and take that micro solution, right, and use it all over Jamaica, right, in spaces, so we can have the problem fixed on a macro level. What are the Marines doing right? Why they have 0 deaths, homicides, people be living and passing away, bruh? What are they doing?
We lead by example. We, the indigenous population, are not a relic of the past, but a living testament to the power of unity, resilience, and culture. We as Maroons must acknowledge the respect shown by the opposition leader, Honorable Mark Golding, whose recognition of the 1738 Treaty and the rights of indigenous people reflects a deeper understanding of these principles and stands as stark contrast to the actions of those who would undermine these inalienable rights.
So you guys see why the man went to the PMP conference? Because Mark Golding recognizes the treaty. Mark Golding respects the treaty, and Mark Golding respects the Maroons and their position. Mark Golding is not dismissive of the Maroons. That is why they went to the conference. And I know that Mr. Patterson is not dismissive of the Maroons as well. He's a historic man. He knows his history. He knows his history. That was one of his pet peeves in school, boy. So, you know, but somehow this present government just does not have that same respect for the Maroons. Sending over 200 people in Quick Step of a population under 100. Where they do that at? Where's the 200 police and all of these resources? Why is it not pushed into areas where you know who the criminals are? Because of the high levels of crime that happened there. And the reports of all types of explosions on a regular basis. How you don't have 200 plus police focused in those areas to put the criminals to justice? And then when you send them to prison, can we fix the prisons up so we can have these people really in a correctional facility where they can really change, you know what I'm saying, and move away from the violence? Can we get a 60% reform rate? Educate them skills, stuff that they could do, you know what I'm saying? Have a spiritual aspect to it for those who want to, you know what I mean, give their life to God, all that good stuff, right? You know, total reform, man. Counseling, all that. Can our officers be trained to treat and talk to people with more respect? Can we evaluate the patient level of people that want to become officers? And that needs to be like a barometer to choose whether or not they will be even in the force to begin with. Because having no patience is not a prerequisite or a good attribute to have when you aspire to become a police officer or a correctional officer or a soldier. Your patience needs to be very, very long. Yeah.
It is imperative to recognize that while Jamaica celebrates its own history of resistance and independence, the Maroons have been independent for over 287 years, predating modern Jamaica that was created in 1962. Our ancestors fought to maintain their freedom and negotiated their lands through treaties that are as relevant today as they were in 1738.
Exactly.
This is international law. The Jamaica government, under the leadership of the current Prime Minister, has failed to uphold the promises and agreements made to the Maroon people under international entities such as the United Nations Committee for the Elimination of Racial Discrimination. The discriminatory stance, particularly the statement made by the Prime Minister Andrew Holness, who denounced the legitimacy of indigenous rights and threatened those who claim them, reflect a disturbing political agenda. This creates fear and division, undermining our rights to assert our identity and our heritage. We call for the resolution of these issues through meaningful dialogue. We the Maroons urge the Honourable Mark Golding that if entrusted with the reins of power, to prioritize the rectification of historical injustices. We seek accountability and respect for international human rights obligations, particularly those enshrined in the 1738 Treaty of Peace and Friendship, which is recognized by the UN United Nations Declaration on the Rights of Indigenous People. The current government has failed us. The many government officials who have posed as our friends has failed us. And once we see that all of these other sources to which we have turned have failed, we stop turning to them and turn to ourselves. We need a self-help program, a do-it-yourself philosophy, a do-it-right-now philosophy, a it's already too late philosophy.
Oh man, I love all of these philosophies. Y'all better write this down. I'm gonna play that slow. Wait a minute. Yeah, well, I like all of these philosophies he's dropping right now. Yeah, he preaching right now. We
seek accountability and respect for international human rights obligations, particularly those enshrined in the 1738 Treaty of Peace and Friendship, which is recognized by the UN United Nations Declaration on the Rights of Indigenous People. The current government has failed us. The many government officials who have posed as our friends has failed us. And once we see that all of these other sources to which we have turned have failed, we stop turning to them and turn to ourselves. We need a self-help program, a do-it-yourself philosophy.
A do-it-yourself philosophy.
A do-it-right-now philosophy.
A do-it-right-now philosophy. No time to waste.
It's already too late philosophy.
It's already too late philosophy. These are the biggest philosophy right now. Yeah.
This is what you and I need to get with. And the only way we are going to solve our problem is with a self-help program. Before we can get a self-help program started, we have to have a self-help philosophy. Maroon unity and patriotism for the culture is a self-help philosophy. Once you change your philosophy, you change your thought pattern. Once you change your thought pattern, you change your attitude. Once you change your attitude, it changes your behavior pattern, and then you go into some action. As long as you don't have a sit-down philosophy and have an action-based philosophy, then visions come to fruition.
Talk it truth. Hey, the man drop some powerful gems.
I will repeat the powerful words of former British Commissioner Asif Ahmed during his visit to Akompong in 2019. He stated, "The reason for being here with you today is to honor and remember that firm treaty that our predecessors made with you 281 years ago. There were times we broke our promises. Some of you were sent to Nova Scotia, Liberia, but the memory lingers on. And in this world today, we should remind ourselves of the sanctity of treaties between sovereign nations. We should never forget that when one country gives its bond to another, people are watching, history is watching, and we have to remember every diversion from that. We spoke today about the future, for the history cannot just live in the past. History is alive, we keep it alive, but we need a future where our planet is looked after, our people are looked after, and we deal with each other with respect and peace. And today, we remember that one fact, the human spirit, the spirit of liberty, can never be chained." How powerful a statement was that by the then British High Commissioner to the leadership of the Akompong Maroons, in the presence of the Prime Minister, the current Prime Minister, and representatives of the Governor General. To those who seek to undermine our rights, I say to you, better luck next time.
Come on, man. Come on, man. Talk to me. Ladies and gentlemen, let me know what y'all think about what Chief Currie had to say. The man went absolutely in. I am in total. I stand with the Maroons, man. I stand with them, period. You already know we're going to drop the links in the description. Oh, I don't know, Sharon. I don't know about that part.